Gosh, okay. I gotta hurry up because I'm starting to sweat. So like I was saying, whew, how does anybody do this? This is probably why the studios are so cold, because this is actually quite crazy how hot these lights can make you. Anyways, I'm so glad that I got this going correctly. I'm so excited to be here on YouTube. I dressed up for you. This super cute outfit's from Akira. This hair is from Amazon. But these vibes are from the Holy Spirit. So let's just get into it before I melt. Okay? But anyways, we are talking about love today like I promised. And this is more exciting for me because, you know, I'm really trying to, you know, get it together when it comes to love, amor. So let's do this. There is a love conundrum happening in the world. There are those who want to be Miss Independent and the others who are pursuing an aggressive, soft life. I identify with being the independent babe, but my heart has finally desired love. And in the pursuit of understanding what it is that I want from my love life and how I want to show up in a relationship, I started to ask myself, girl, why are you even single? All aboard to Chatting with Charity. Today's destination is, sis, this is why he don't want you. Ooh, that's got a sting for me. Now, before we get all the way into this topic, like I said, if you are here listening to this Apple ride or Spotify ride, get over to YouTube. We are doing the vibes over there. You know, I really want to connect with you and see you. Second of all, like I mentioned on YouTube too, so I'm trying to tell you to get to YouTube. I am going to be at Change Church in Atlanta, Georgia, doing a vendor opportunity at the church the first weekend of June. More details to come, but if you are in Atlanta and you want to meet me, stop by my booth, shop with me, of course, but if not, I would love to just meet you as a rider in person. That would make all of my dreams come true. So that is in Atlanta, Georgia, Change Church. More information to come about that. And if you are not following Powered by Valor, you are missing out. Head over to Instagram, follow all of my pages, and just vibe with your girl. Giving you different content in every single Instagram page so you will not be overwhelmed with seeing my face. Now, the reason why I really wanted to do this ride and get into this podcast is because I think I'm 32 now, and I was talking to this guy, and he was like, you know, you're putting pressure on me. You want a relationship, you want this, you want that. And I'm thinking, what is this guy even talking about? Like, let's be serious. I'm 32, I have a kid, I'm not getting any younger, and I've never had a serious relationship. And that's so embarrassing to say because I consider myself to be a successful person. Women look at me and they identify with me and they're like, Charity, you're the kind of person I want to be. But then I ask myself, that's called being single, working really hard, never having any support, and just being alone. And loneliness is not what we're called to do. So I have to be objective and not subjective and ask myself, Charity, why are you actually single? In my head, I want to tell myself that I am perfect because you know your girl is an Aries. And although I don't follow zodiac signs that much, I do know I'm number one and I'm perfect. So I say to myself, okay, Charity, why are you single? So when this guy is telling me that he feels like I'm putting pressure on him, I was just so irritated by that because I've heard that so many times. And as a person that has not committed to relationships the way that I should have or sought out people who could even offer me a commitment, I wonder why this guy was feeling that. From my perspective, it's because I give that relationship vibe. I give out that vibe of love me, be with me, have a family with me. That's just the energy that I give. I'm very warm and I'm fuzzy, but I'm always attracting men that are afraid of that, scared of that, not ready for that, or have no clue what it is that I'm offering. So I had to go to my friends, the ones that I trust. You always got to have yourself a couple of men in your life that can give you real information about yourself. And because both of these people were established and they had marriages and they're in relationships, I wanted to ask them like what they thought about me as a person. And one told me I'm a bum, and the other one told me I am a eggplant head, okay? And I said, wow. Now that is wild. But I wanted to continue to be objective and see what they had to say, and I realized that as much as I thought I had it all together, I don't. And then when I deep dive into the word to try to understand more of what's happening in my life, why am I a part of this conundrum, okay? Writers, these women out here are setting us up. Okay, I want the option to be able to choose who I want to be, but like I said, there are only two groups here. You are either Miss Independent or you're soft life babe. Okay? And I'm like, all right, Charity, let's do this proper. Let's really be objective and see what the Bible says about love. You know, you look at the way the word talks about the church being God's bride. We talk about how God is a gentleman. We talk about how he won't force us. You know, he'll allow us to come to him and all of these things. So those are the majestical sides of what it feels like to desire a man and how a man should pursue you. But when I look in the Bible for some stories to properly articulate how to find a man, what I've come to realize is that you have to trick that man into wanting you. You have to know exactly the kind of guy you want, where he's at, what he's doing, how you're going to get them, and mastermind your way towards that man. Sis, that's why you're single. Because you're so focused on yourself and the life that you want for yourself that you don't realize that the man you want needs instructions to find you and instructions to get to you. Why am I saying this? Because this entire story about Ruth and Boaz, everyone wants to be with that man who loves you and will nurture you and will make you worthy and make you feel good. The man that's gonna have you when no one else wants you and give you portions of his riches and all of that wonderful Cinderella story that most of us cannot find, even though we would love to have. Plug. Love to have. Charity would love to have. But no, so we talk about this Ruth and Naomi's story about Boaz, and like the way Naomi instructed Ruth to go and get Boaz was very, very interesting. And when I read the instructions, and I'm going to share them with you here, I realized I can't do half this stuff. So let's share. My daughter, I must find a home for you where you will be well provided for. Now Boaz, with whom women you have worked is, oh child, let me bring this closer. Now Boaz, with whom women you have worked, is a relative of ours. Tonight he will be winnowing, oh my God, winnowing in the threshing floor. Wash and put on perfume and get dressed in your best clothes. Then go down to the threshing floor. Do not let him know you are there until he has finished eating and drinking. When he lies down, note the place where he is lying. Then go and uncover his feet and lie down. He will tell you what to do. Ciao. When you hear sermons, you're going to hear this story multiple ways. We're going to have it the objective way. Because again, sis, this is why he don't want you. And sis, it's me. Sis could be you. And honestly, I'm not going to sit here and put ourselves in a position where we are trying to capture men or feeling like we all have to be desperate for a man. This is available, accessible, or what we used to love and like and used to have. So, anyways, let's get back to it. So, 3 reasons. Actually, I'm going to list more than 3. A couple of reasons why he don't want you is because a man has to have a purpose and to provide in a substantial way. Oh my goodness. Miss Independent Babe and Miss Soft Life Babe. It's like the soft life babes are the ones who evacuated from the independent life. And the reality is that you do got a lot of money. You already have a lot of education. You've already built things. You're just tired and want to relax. So some of us are kind of vacating and running, and we're not doing the soft life babes really well of a job. And then others realize in the soft life category that you really don't want to have kids and be a stay-at-home mom, so you kind of just want a man to pay for you to do nothing. That's really what soft life means. But anyways, you have to have a man who is available in your life to provide for you in a substantial way. It doesn't matter how the pandemic threw money into this world and men were spending money left and right on women, that's really not how it is. It's not about a man purchasing you or buying you. He has to feel like he's providing for you and elevating you and giving you something of great value. If a man is a hustler and he has $100 today and he know he can get $100 tomorrow, him giving you 100 doesn't matter because he already knows he can get it back. You have to have a man that's wealthy and not rich. And wealth is not necessarily money alone, but something of substantial value that he's bringing to the table and giving to you. So sis, one of the reasons why he don't want you is because you are too independent, and I've heard this so many times, too independent, and you have way too much going on that a man does not know where he fits at in your life. He needs to be able to see himself in a place of authority, in a place of power, in a place of strength in your life. For those of us who have never been able to experience what that looks like, may God be with us all as we figure out how to be meek, soft, and relaxed. Life is tense over here. Bills have to get paid, honey. Anyways, number 2, Naomi tells Ruth, okay, get into it, wash, put on perfume, and get dressed in your best clothes. Sis, the other reason why he don't want you, he not into you, is because you're dressing for yourself and not dressing for him. For a man to be able to see you, he has to be able to be attracted to you and like how you appear. If you are dressing for yourself, you are going to attract yourself. You're going to attract more women that want to look like you, who want to be like you, men who are interested in a person who dresses like you. But if the person that you want cannot see you because of how you're being dressed, how you're clothing yourself, you have to change your look for the man that you want. The only way you can do that is by knowing what kind of man you want in the first place. You cannot just dress up and go out in this world for any old man. You have to be particular and very specific so that you dress, you walk, you speak, and you talk according to what that man desires and wants, and that's the kind of man you want in your life, okay? Now, I say that because I think I dress pretty modestly. I dress more covered up than I think in my head I would want to dress. I speak well. I like to look like this, but in my real life, I look a mess. But here's the thing. When I'm going to the grocery store, I don't look like this. I look like, I look a mess, okay? I'm not walking out the house trying to attract the man that I want. I am not posting content that would tell the kind of man that I want I'm available. And I'm not even articulating properly what kind of man I'm looking for. I'm just taking whatever knocks on my door. And that's just not it, okay? That man isn't even the husband for you. That man isn't even the type of guy you like, but you're being groomed by these men because they have access to you and access to your life. Pull back, sis. Re-strategize, and you take control of your plan by deciding the kind of man you want and what he desires, and go for that. Next, okay, Ruth is told by Naomi to make sure that she goes to, hold up. Then go down to the threshing floor, but do not let him know you are there until he has finished eating and drinking. Listen, these women in the Bible are sneaky. I don't care how you spin it, how you flip it. From Tamar, okay, down to Jacob. All these women are flipping and tricking in this Bible. Now, how are we going to do this sanctified without the Jezebel spirit? We are going to be tactful and strategic. Now, this mother-in-law has told her daughter-in-law to go and get dressed up, look sexy, go to where he is at, but do not let him know that you are there until he has finished eating and drinking. Sis, he don't want you because you don't have patience to let him get to a good space so you can lay it on him. Oh my goodness. This one cracks me up because I consider myself to be a very impatient person. Motherhood has been dealing with me when it comes to my patience. But the reality is that we're so quick to pounce on a man and pounce on him to get what we want or be demanding, instead of realizing you have to lure that man in and wait until he's at a very happy place and space for you to show up. Stop showing up to men during their dark seasons and their dark moments. You are not there to help him. You are there to get help. So you need to find him when he has good vibes, good energy, so that when he sees you, he can appreciate all that good looking that you have done to yourself and adorn yourself with. But if you put yourself out there to a man that does not have the capacity to receive you or to see you because he is hungry and he ain't had nothing to drink, sis, he don't want you. So if you know you are at a place where you're ready to receive a man, you know that you know what your man wants. Now you need to go put yourself in those places, but keep quiet. Don't let him know you're there. So y'all know I'm in the gym now, right? So I go to my little corner, I do my little workout, I get it on and popping because I'm there, but I don't want anyone to know that I'm there. And the one that's checking me out and seeing me might pull up on your girl and I might be having a date, but I'm not in the middle of the gym, squat racking, doing all the heavy stuff and kind of going crazy like I used to when I was a gym rat. I'm just in the corner getting my workout in and out. Trying to look a little bit available, but not too available. Anyways, let's keep it going about this Ruth and Naomi situation. The last thing that points out in this chapter of Ruth 3 verses 1-4 is the last part. When he lies down, note the place where he is lying. Then go and uncover his feet and lie down. He will tell you what to do. Now, for Naomi to give instructions like this to Ruth, Naomi had to have done some of these tricks, okay? Now, if you read prior to this chapter, you'll know that Ruth had 2 boys, which is how she got, Naomi had, if you read further back, you will know that Naomi had 2 boys, and those 2 boys had daughter-in-laws. One of those daughters-in-laws is Ruth. The other one left and did not go with Naomi. So she understood how a man thinks. So she's telling Ruth exactly what to do to get a man because A, she had a man, and 2, she raised 2 men. So now let's get back into it. She's like, lay there near his feet and he will tell you what to do. Being gentle and unnoticed and dainty and careful when a man is inebriated in his happy place, and allowing him just to see you be gracious because you're at the feet of him. It's like you're weirdly protecting him, and oh my God, Boaz wakes up like, gosh, what's going on? Who's that? And it's Ruth, and she's like, it's Ruth, your servant. You would think Boaz would be like, crazy girl, how you get here? But in a way, she had made herself known to him enough where he wasn't fearful of her, and probably felt like she was just making sure he was safe, or whatever the case may have you. She wasn't taking advantage of him or anything like that, but she was plotting and planning. But she was coming in a very meek, soft way. You know your girl Charity ain't nothing meek or soft about her. I'm very big in my personality, and I'm here to tell you, ladies and riders and whoever else, he don't want you because your personality is too big. I have a very, 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 very big personality. And it's okay for you to live in the stardom of who you are without emasculating a man by your presence. I was told one time by this political friend of mine that a beautiful woman needs to be like a fly on the wall. Literally a fly on the wall. And I'm like, well, why would I want to be a fly on the wall? I have way too much to offer. He said, because being in the room is more important than what you have to say. When you get the opportunity to speak, then you can share your intelligence and share how smart, share your intelligence and share how smart you are. But until then, you need to be let me say this again. You need to be a fly on the wall. And I still didn't quite understand it. And he said to me, when a man walks in with a beautiful woman, that beautiful woman takes the attention off of that powerful man. that powerful man is still going to do the speaking, but the woman herself in her meekness and her gentleness is commanding all of the attention in the room. Men are distracted by this beautiful woman, which allows this powerful man to maneuver through the room with more grace because he has this beautiful arm candy. The thing about independent women is that we want to be equally seen as the men that we are around. But the truth is you have a role to play. If you feel like you need to exert your dominance and independence somewhere, get a passion project, get a hustle, get you some kids to tell what to do. But when it comes to your man, sis, that's the reason why he don't want you. Hey, I ain't make this up, but this is the stories in the Bible. So I guess the next ride we're going to do, or the next couple of rides here somewhere far away down the road, is going to be how are we going to plan, to scam, to scheme, to get to our man. Because we are ready to produce beautiful families, to have healthy relationships, and break generational curses. Well, riders, we have reached our destination. I hope that this was a different kind of a ride for you, a fun one, an interesting one, and more than anything, one that has brought some value. And maybe some of us will not be single anymore after we realize why he's not into us. Well, I love you for riding. It has been a pleasure. And thank you for tuning in to Chatting with Charity. See you next time. Bye. Oh, don't forget, head over to YouTube. We're still going to keep chatting. Okay, love you. Bye. What's up, YouTube? I feel so proud of myself. Okay? I feel so proud of myself. I feel so proud of myself. Let me save this real quick. I'm supposed to go to the gym, y'all. It's not happening. I'm gonna finish this ride and upload it. Okay, so how was that? Are we still recording? Let's see. Oh my gosh. Now that I have the ability to check this out, let me see. Reconnect. So that was really interesting. So yeah, like I've been trying to figure out like how am I going to I hope that thing was recording and dropped off. It's still recording, but I can't see it. That's okay. But I just sincerely like been trying to figure it out for myself, because I'm like, I don't have time to date. I have so much to do. Being a single mom is unacceptable. The last thing I could ever do and will ever want to do in my lifetime is to have another kid out of wedlock. The shame of that and 2 baby daddies is just not in my repertoire or my portfolio, but it's such a reality now. And I don't know if anyone has ever told you this if you don't have a kid, but it's hard to be a mom. Like, it's hard to be a mom. And it's harder to be a single mom. And I'm just like, okay, so what kind of a life do I want? What kind of a guy do I want? And to be honest, I'm telling y'all this because maybe somebody listening to my podcast that's trying to date me and I don't need to be telling them all the things I'm looking for. But I've thought about it deeply. And I want a guy that is like right in the middle. Not super established, educated, and an executive, which is what I would attract and what I would go for, or like what people would think I would want. And then I don't want the ones that I've been dating that have nothing going for themselves, have no baseline of existence on what they care about or need. But I want the guy right in the middle that has shifted himself into his purpose, understands what he wants, but has the time, energy, and enthusiasm to support me. Because he knows that I'm a star and that he has value in helping me become who I need to be. Now, is that the plumber man or the electrician, child? I don't know. But I definitely know that I don't want a guy that is very, very, very successful. I do not want a guy that has like that great job and all these high demands, because that's just not the kind of girl that I am. Even if I look like that, I'm not. I'm a very down-to-earth kind of girl who wants someone who is not living an equally high-pressured life up here with all those tasks and things to do. I already got that. I don't want that. I want someone that is too going to be my peace and has the opportunity to support me mentally, emotionally, and physically, but can handle their own life. Does that make sense? So anyways, thank you, Ryder, for joining me here on YouTube. I hope to the good angels above and the good Lord above that this is not a blurry ride. I hope you enjoyed it, because I enjoyed hanging out with you. See you next time, right here on Chatting with Charity. Bye, YouTube. I love you for riding.